You guys love the Italian sub reviews, so I figured, let's do another one. This is JC's Central Deli in Albany, New York. Lunch options near work are kind of limited. Yeah, there's kind of the greatest pizzeria in my area, just a few feet away from work, but sometimes I want something a little different than that. When you come off the Northway on Central Avenue and you head west, JC Central Deli is located kind of on the left in the Kohl's Plaza, tucked away toward the back. It's next to a Chinese restaurant, a protein shake bar, and a couple doors down from O'Toole's. You remember O'Toole's. That was a fun one. According to their website, JC's Central Deli has been operating since the turn of the millennium. It's your classic New York style luncheonette. They open around 8 a.m., they close around dinner time, and in addition to lunch type stuff, they also offer some breakfast stuff like breakfast sandwiches and other baked goods. The day that I went for lunch, they had like 8 lunch specials that were on the wall, and that's on top of their regular menu. I've been into JC's for their hot roast beef sandwich for lunch before, so I'm kind of familiar with the menu, but this particular day what caught my eye was the description of the Italian mix. Salami, capicola, mortadella with pistachios, pepperoni, provolone, lettuce, tomato, onion with house Italian. What really stands out about this description to me was the mortadella with pistachios. Here in the United States, I've actually never come across mortadella that didn't have pistachios. Or maybe I have and it was just bologna. Another thing, that day I actually noticed a new wood-fired oven toward the front of the deli, as well as a sign that they offer pizza now. So it kind of led to my question, which I asked to the young lady that was helping me, whether or not they make their own bread for the sandwiches, especially the sub roll. And this was especially seeing that in the back behind their deli area, they have a pretty sizable kitchen. I didn't think it was too crazy of a question. But that young lady was super nice, super helpful, and she told me that they don't, but they do get them in fresh from a bakery. And this is a detail we're gonna come back to in just a little bit. After the quick ride back to work, I had the pleasure of unwrapping this monster. Let me tell you, for a $10 sub, this thing was gigantic. My can of Diet 7-Up wasn't even enough weight to offset it when trying to stand the bag up. As far as the presentation, this is your perfect Italian sub, rolled up in the white paper with a nice tight roll to help the veggies and the dressing and the meats kind of meld together. A quick peek inside, it had a good distribution of meat across it. I don't recall, but it seemed like everything was being sliced to order. And then the taste. This was an absolute monster to bite through, but we did it. Really great quality meats here. The salami and pepperoni were sliced just thick enough and layered evenly across the sub. I think they may have given me the beginning of the pepperoni, but it's all the same and it has to go somewhere. The capicola might have been sliced a touch too thick, and I love that provolone. It was a decent quality mild provolone, and mild is actually a pretty undescriptive word. Definitely tastes like real deli provolone over something like Subway, which just tastes like chewy white stuff. And then the mortadella with pistachios. As far as how the meats are constructed, I'm definitely on board. It's winter, so the tomatoes were a little bit boring, but not bad. I think I left the onions off because I was at work the rest of the day. Even though with all these masks we wear, nobody would know the difference. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit a like and subscribe if you like food. The dressing was really good. Definitely red wine vinegar based and had a good dose of herbs. It was a little bit on the oil heavy side, but acidic enough to kind of cut through all of those salty meats, dress the vegetables, and just bring everything together. The bread is where the experience kind of broke down a little bit for me. I don't doubt that this is a high quality bread, and there's no reason to really question how fresh the bread actually is. What I can say is it was probably baked and delivered within 24 hours of construction of the sub, but maybe it was stored in plastic or something because it had that kind of soft and chewy texture that you associate with this type of bread kind of on its way to going stale. It wasn't stale, it was just kind of chewy, if that makes any sense. That said, it tasted great, and I bet you if I would have kept it wrapped in that paper, probably closer to an hour, that dressing would have got it to the point where I probably wouldn't have even noticed that the bread was a little bit on the chewy side. But come on, who the heck has the time to wait around an hour when you have a big, glorious sub in front of you? You can make fun of my Diet 7-Up all you want, but not having this drink in over 20 years, it really hit the spot that day. You know I'm more about coffee soda with an Italian sub, but considering the last time I even found one, I ended up wearing it and eating a sub soaked in it. Maybe it's all for the better, and maybe sometimes you need a Diet 7-Up. Wrapped along with my sub was a half of a pickle. This wasn't anything seriously sour, kind of a middle of the road, half sour pickle. I don't usually have pickles with Italian subs, but I figured this was a nice little treat. And I just realized I didn't get any chips or side salads or anything like that, but some days a sub the size of your forearm is just enough. The Italian sub experience at JC's Central Deli was pretty good. Great value, good execution. I think I gotta get back there for some of that pastrami and maybe some of that wood-fired pizza. Last time we had an Italian sub, the place was a little bit closer to the deli that my family owned. And it was the biggest Italian sub I've ever seen. Click into this video right here to check that out.